Hi, and welcome to the fourth lecture of our lovely course, Non-fictional Prose. We have begun this course by studying some reading strategies, and today we are going to continue with the second chapter with more reading strategies. Extra reading strategies for this lecture. Will be introduced today to the notion of idioms. So idioms is an interesting topic to study. There are sometimes special phrases or special sentences that we cannot understand it or understand them by translating every single word. Let's have this example. It's raining cats and dogs. Raining, we know the meaning of raining. Water falling from the sky. We know cats and dogs. So does it mean that the sky is raining cats and dogs, falling cats and dogs? No. Cats and dogs here is an idiom. It means it rains heavily. So we should not follow the meaning of the single words in idioms. These idioms should be memorized by heart. We memorize their meanings so we can understand what they mean. So the first strategy or the first theme of our lesson today is to be introduced to these idioms. We'll have some idioms so we can understand them when we meet them in reading. So let's go to chapter 2, page it's page 30. We have here at the bottom of the page we have this phrase in quotation: two heads are better than one. So we have two heads better than one. So if we just translate each single word, it does not give us a meaning. It doesn't have a sense. It doesn't have something meaningful to us. But if we understand that this is a proverb, an English proverb, and it's an idiom, we know that it means if two people working together is better than working alone. So this is the meaning: two heads are better than one. And we have this meaning or a proverb in Arabic, I guess. So this is just a fresh warm up to the chapter. If we go to page 32, we will we'll have this little exercise. We will be trying to get the meaning of some idiomatic expressions from context. We read the sentence, we have the idiom underlined, a line under the idiom, and then we want to get its meaning from the context. Number one, I took a knock or two during my first year in Madrid. So we have the idiom here, took a knock or two, and there is a little hint here from the book. But let's study this phrase or this idiom. I took a knock. A knock is like a punch in your face or in somebody else's face. So does it mean that the speaker here took a knock on his face? No, it means something else. So usually to knock means to hit something, or to refers to the noise made when you hit something hard, such as knocking on a door. So for someone to take a knock or two, it means to have a hard time. It's C. The answer here is C. to have a hard time and to have some problems. So if you take some knocks, it means you are not going smoothly, you have some problems going through. Number 2, with the standards set by the club, you could never say you were in a comfort zone. A comfort zone doesn't mean zone, it's like a place, so it doesn't mean a comfortable place that you can sit and relax in. No, it means to feel safe and relaxed. It's A, to feel safe. If you are in a comfort zone, it means you are feeling safe and relaxed. Doesn't mean that you can sit on the floor or so. All of these expressions will help us when we read the autobiography of Beckham, David Beckham, the English player. We are going to read about his life. Someone would say, why do you study David Beckham and all of these sport terminology and idioms? One answer is the purpose of this course is to equip you, to give you a lot of vocabulary, a wide range of vocabulary from sport, from science, from humanities, from different subjects, so you get familiar with all the terminology needed for your future. If you go, for example, after you graduate, inshallah, from the university and work as a translator, for example, and you get a passage about sport, so you should know how to translate some sport terminology. So we try to get you familiar with all types of reading texts, hopefully to cover as much as possible. So if we go to number 3, we have the word whisk off. Whisk means to move rapidly in a pressing or whipping way. To whisk. This is whisking off. So the speaker here is saying, I'd been whisked off. It's like I was whisked off. Doesn't mean that someone moved him rapidly or whipped him rapidly. It's like when you whip, for example, this is whipping while you're cooking, so whisking off, it's like moving something so rapidly. But here it means something different. To whisk someone off is to be moved to a new place very quickly. It's D. So you see, sometimes idioms can be tricky, so we need just to memorize these idioms. Number 4, I didn't really have a clue. If you say, for example, someone is asking you about, for example, about physics, for example, and you don't know the answer, you would say, I have no clue. It does not mean that you don't have the clue with you. No, it means you don't have the answer. So here it means you didn't have to not know what to do. It's B. If you don't have a clue, it means you don't know the answer or you don't know how to do something. Number 5, I was praising myself. Praising myself is to prepare yourself, so it's D. To prepare for something unknown or difficult. If you praise yourself, this is the meaning of it. Number 6, to have a twist in the pit of my stomach. If you have a twist in your stomach or in the pit is mean the top of your stomach. It means to feel very nervous and uncomfortable. This is the meaning of twist in the pit of someone's stomach. Number 7, to get the drift of something, it means to understand the general idea. So if you don't know French, for example, and you read newspapers in French, but you understand the general ideas, this is to get the drift of the newspaper you were reading. If we go to the choices, it's A, to understand the general idea. So the answer is A. And look to drift. Drift means to be moved in one direction by a current. This is the drift. To get the drift does not make any sense. So we need not to translate idioms into its single parts, but we need to understand them as a whole and memorize their meanings. So let's go on to number 8. Number 8. We have it was going to be our night. To be our night, what does it mean? It means everything was going to go well for us. It's does not mean that the night is theirs. They are owning the night. No, it means that they are going to win and everything is going to was going to be very fine with them. Number 9, to feel at home. It means what? To feel like that you are sitting in your home. So it means to help someone to feel comfortable. So if you have a visitor in your home and then you say to him, have a seat, feel at home, it means that you are making him feel safe and comfortable. So all of these idioms will be met in the main passage. When you read the passage, you will get to know the drift of the passage. Below the page, we have this exercise about some terminology. These are called specialized terms or terminology used mainly in football. So I have here the answers. Usually I don't give answers to the students. I want them to answer themselves the exercises, but unfortunately I forgot to erase the answers here. So if you read the 2 columns, you can get the answers from each column. For example, we have number 1 is done. Number 2, almost from kick-off, you could tell it was going to be our night. I'm really sorry. The screen here is too bright because of the lights. So it's difficult sometimes to read from the screen, and I cannot read from the book. It's going to be inconvenient. So excuse me for any mistake that I might do in reading the exercises. And this is what happened in lecture 5. I am videoing lecture 4 after videoing lecture 5 because lecture 5 was recorded last year, and I am recording lecture 4 this year. I'm repeating the recording. I'm re-recording lecture 4 because it has some problems, and I wanted to upload a new lecture for number 4, and there is a little glitch or a little mistake in lecture 5. I'm going to show it to you in a minute. So let's finish this exercise, and then we go to to lecture 5, and I'll show you the little mistake there. So here number 1 is done. Number 2, almost from kick off, you could tell it was going to be our night. Kick off is the start of the game, when the 2 players in the midfield and waiting for the ref to whistle for the start of the game. This is the kick-off. So it is J, the start of the game. And we have 3, the left wing, very obvious from the word left. So it is G, the left side of the field. We have 4. I think there is a mistake here. The writer of the book did not underline the specialized term. I think it is he meant to underline the word cross it. So cross means to kick the ball across the field. It is C. And then we have he's bound to cut in, which is D, to move in front of other players. And then we have to go for goal. Very obvious, you go to the goal to score a goal. It is L, which is to try to put the ball in the net. And then we have to miss out. It is K, not to reach. And then we have the near post, which is I, the side of the net nearest to the player. We have the goalkeeper, the person who keeps the goal, who try to not to have the ball in the net. This is the goalkeeper, which is H. H, the player in charge of defending the net. And then we have touch, which is mean to touch the to touch. My first touch of the game, to touch means to touch the ball, which is B. Hit, when the player connects with the ball in any way. I chested the ball off. It means to receive the ball by your chest, which is A. Hit the ball with my chest. And then to someone in midfield. Midfield, obvious, mid means middle. Field is the place of playing. So midfield is the center of the playing field, which is F. All of these words, if you understand them, when you go to read the passage or the autobiography about David Beckham, you will find it easier to understand. If you do not know the meaning of all of these terms and idioms and go to the passage, you will find it a bit difficult to understand, and you would go to your dictionary frequently to understand the passage. This is it for lecture 4. But before I finish today's lecture, if you go to lecture 5, we are going to study the second part of chapter 2, and there is an exercise on page 41. You have 2 items, number 4 and number 5, and as I told you, because of the light and the screen wasn't very clear, I mixed up the answer of 4 and 5. So to make this correction clear to you, the answer for number 4 is B, and the answer for number 5 is C. So revenues, the earnings before expenses and taxes are deducted. This is number 4, the answer is B. And number 5, the answer is C. If you go to lecture 5, you will see the answer is the opposite. الحل الصحيح 4 is B and 5 is C. You will be having this exercise in lecture 5. I wanted just to make it very clear to you so you don't get confused. Believe me, this course is very enjoyable, and if you try to train yourself on these strategies. I'm sure you will be good reader and you will pass this course. This is it for lecture 4. Hopefully you will enjoy the rest of the course, inshallah. Thank you very much.